The great Mike Tyson once said, everybody has a plan until they get punched in the mouth. Well, if you're a New York Jets fan, you've been punched in the mouth, the nose, both eyes. If you're feeling anything like me, you probably got kicked in the privates as well. But Boy Green has a plan, so let's get to it right here, right now. Boy Green meets Wudi.
You gotta help us get a jet in here. Oh. Okay. Come on in. There you go. Okay.
Third Party Thursday.
Chris, joining us here on the program with a capital T here on the program.
Wow, what an intro. I mean, Boy Green is known for having the intro, but Wudi, that was unreal, man. Thanks for the kind words, son.
We are men of many names.
My favorite Austrian Jets fan right there, baby.
Boy Green.
It's Wudi. Welcome to another episode of Boy Green Meets Wudi. It is your boy James Wudi, Wudi, rocking everywhere. Right next to me is the boy who became king, the king himself, Coffee Club, Boy Green Coffee Club, Mr. Paul Esden Jr. How you doing?
Well, first off, thanks everybody for joining. Make sure you like the video, hit subscribe as you're heading in. We appreciate the support. Boy Green Meets Woody's live every Tuesday and Thursday at 3 o'clock. To how I'm doing, well, I just had this wonderful weekend with our dad in Atlanta. We missed you there, Woody, for sure. And the next family reunion, for sure, we'll definitely we'll make sure we catch up. But it was nice being in Atlanta with the fam and all that jazz and all the wonderful things. But I was hoping that the weekend was going to end in a cherry on top of the Sunday, not someone pissing on our Sunday, which is less delightful from that perspective. So yeah, I'm going to be honest. It was a little bit of a Debbie Downer. Week 7 Sunday Night Football, more than a little bit of a Debbie Downer. So some people have waved the white flag on the season, but in the wise words of Lee Corso, not so fast, my friends. I think I've developed here right in front of me, written down, and also will have it in digital form, a foolproof plan of saving the New York Jets.
Wow. Well, before I say what I got to say, let me just shout out all the people in the chat. All right. Love the support. Love the love. Hope everybody is doing well besides that troll, that infiltrator, somebody who won't be invited to the family reunion, my cousin Brandon. You know, it's Patriots week, so he just wants to get swept. I think he's just super excited here at the top of the hour, just talking smack, ready to get that broom out. But, Boy Green,
yeah,
you got this plan. Is it foolproof or foolish? Time will tell. Time will tell. But the season died. I know you said, people are waving their white flag right now.
Some people have,
yeah. Yeah, the season died 2 weeks ago, man. I tried to tell you. I tried to tell all y'all that the season died weeks ago. As soon as Woody Johnson stuck his little beady eyes into the situation and fired a coach mid-season, the season was done. The Super Bowl aspirations that you guys were hoping for were dead and buried. No team in the 100 years of the National Football League have even made it to the playoffs after such a move, but you guys were convinced. You guys were convinced that we would be the first. Oh, my gosh. There's always a first time. There's always a first time. Jeff Ulbrich couldn't even win his debut, which was a stat that Boy Green was showing. 17, times out of, the last 31 or something like that since 2010. So let's go. Jeff Ulbrich got smacked down, laid the smack down. This team died then. It's just getting further buried, further buried. But Boy Green has a plan.
I do, and I'm sorry that you feel this way, Woody, but I'm going to cheer up everybody because, again, foolproof plan right here. It's written on paper, okay? But I also have it in digital form for those who are hard of hearing and prefer reading. Up, down, left to right. That's how I have it presented. So I've got a 5-step plan. Okay. It's really in no particular order, but we'll give it, I suppose, an order here on the show. I have this foolproof plan that I believe is going to save the New York Jets season. Wudi, are you ready? Wow. That's, I guess that's all we need. So some of these things, I will say it right from the get-go, are things like, oh, you could add a person, or you could subtract a person, or you could do this thing or that thing. So there's a lot of, versatility to the list. There's a lot of different ideas that I'm putting out here into the universe. So why don't we start here with things you can control? I think that's a great place to start. So we'll start off with
number 5.
One more time.
Number 5.
Number 5 on the list. And seems simple in nature, but it's ground and time pound. Ground and freaking pound time, baby. Run the damn ball. Because interestingly, Wudi, over the last 3 games for the New York Jets, here are their rushing attempts. Just attempts to run the football. 15, 21, 14. The 21, Buffalo, hey, that was the best effort of the season. Brees Hall had over 100 yards. Things were looking nice. The other 2, they just abandoned the running game for whatever reason. And I understand, I think us all Jet fans can agree, that running the football up the A gap, as we've been doing, where Brees Hall gets negative yards or 1 yard, is a terrible strategy. But just because that doesn't work doesn't mean we should, I guess the running game doesn't work. It's stupid. Let's throw the ball. Whoa. Why can't we creatively run the football? Do some different things. Get Brees Hall in space. Maybe a jet sweep here or there. I don't know. Let's mix it up. So I'm saying for the New York Jets, these rushing attempts are disgusting. They need to run the football. That is the key to protecting Aaron Rodgers, because you have a balanced attack. You can dip into the play action. You can do so many things. And Braylon Allen hasn't even been used. He's been cryogenically frozen. So if you were going to run it up the gap, we should probably do Braylon Allen. But let's get some creative running. So number 5 on the list, again, because we're doing it in some sort of a number order for this, but there's no particular order. I think it's time to change the offensive philosophy of this team and run the football, which will set up the Garrett Wilsons, Devontae Adams, and all these other pieces. Thoughts?
Been there, tried that. The whole fan base was criticizing the run, pass, especially because that was setting up 3rd and 8. And that's why they abandoned it. They've actually moved the ball better, doing what they're doing now. And I think the reason why we saw Brees Hall succeed against the Bills is because they weren't able to throw. They were actually giving the Bills the same look, the same formation, throwing one play, right, and then the next play setting up Brees for big yardage, for big gains. And we actually saw that again in Pittsburgh, but then turnovers started happening. So I'm not sure if they got a block, which they haven't been doing, right? They tried this. They tried to ground and freaking pound time, baby. And they couldn't block. So now they had to do something else.
Okay, so you hate it. That's okay. By the way, I appreciate number 1 Austrian Jet fan sending in a super chat. Every time we get a super chat, we hear from my daughters, Raya Luna. Wow. Boy Green We Trust, our number 1 Austrian Jets fan, is also featured in our intro. But Wudi does not trust the first step of the plan. That's all right. Not everyone's a believer. You got to kind of work your way over there and try to make it happen. Okay. So ground and pound time, Wudi, you're not a fan of that because it hasn't been effective. It's a plan that, I kind of, when I grabbed it off the shelf, I went, I blew the dust off the plan to try to see if we could kind of go back to the plan. And, it didn't get you. Okay. How about this? Let's go to this one, because you mentioned that one of the problems with, the New York Jets is not necessarily the running, but it's the blocking that's been happening. Let's go to
number 4.
One more time.
Number 4.
Number 4 on the list. This could be a little awkward. I think it's time to put old man Tyron Smith on the bench. We talked about this last week. Let's put the old man on the shelf. And it's Olu Fashanu time in at left tackle. Now, we've seen, to your point, Wudi, we've seen that Olu Fashanu at right tackle. But have you ever done this, Wudi? You know, you get a remote control and you're like, you pop in the batteries. You're like, okay, beautiful, brand new battery. Boop, boop. What the hell? This thing's not working. Let me open up the back. Let me flip the battery the other way. Put that in there. There we go. Okay, we put in the Olu Fast New battery in at right tackle. What the hell? Not working. Well, pop it up, flip it around, pop it in. Oh, left tackle. Oh, works just like an old chart. Olu Fast New, left tackle, new era. Tyron Smith has given up as many sacks this season as he's given up over the last 6 years combined. Unbelievable statistics. Tyron Smith out on the bench, can watch from afar, provide those leadership skills well far away from the field to protect Aaron Rodgers. Olu Fast New era starts now. Number 4 on the list. Let's do it. Foolproof plan.
These comments are cracking me up. Shout out Chris talking about even with dead batteries. I always love hearing your guys' feedback. I'm not completely opposed, you know, how I pretty much shut down number 5. Number 4, I said this last week. Tyron Smith, it was actually you, Boy Green, who said, oh, how could you? He's going to be in the Hall of Fame. Oh, my God, you must protect his feelings. Oh, my God, how could you do such a thing? And I brought up Frank Gore. And look at that. Who knew that sometimes I can speak and it gets through to you, Boy Green? That shows me a lot. That shows me a lot of growth. Right.
Thank you.
And I like it. I am a fan of this move. I know, and I completely agree with your analogy of right tackle versus left tackle for Olu, right? Like that's what he's been playing. That's what he was drafted to be, is left tackle. If the move has to be made earlier than we thought, then so be it. This would be a plus move for the New York Jets.
Yeah, because I've reached a point where how do I say this politically correct? Fuck his feelings, okay? That's what I was worried about at first. I'm like, well, you know, how is he going to handle it? I don't give a shit how he handles it. Handle this, buddy. You're fucking in the back of the line, pal. It's time for a different era of football, baby. And, hop his Mario Kart ass in the back. Hit the garage, pal. Okay, right now at this current moment in time, not working.
Throw that banana, hit him with the red shell or something.
Whoa! Yeah, but here's the thing: like people have said, Olu sucks at right tackle. Again, this dude hasn't played right tackle his entire life. Like high school, college, everything has been left tackle exclusively. And we're saying, just figure it out, buddy. I do it Madden all the time. The video game doesn't backtalk me when I do it. Well, okay, things are a little bit different. That's what I'd say. Okay, so you're with me on that one. That's good to hear. Or I'm with you on that one, depending on the perspective. Okay, let's go to another one here. Now I want to go to this one. This one is another one that we can control. This is a controlling message first. Then we're going to get a little freaky with our top 2. A little freaky, but
number 3.
One more time.
Number 3.
Number 3 on the list. Number 3 on the list. I would like to volunteer myself to step up to the plate to help the team. It's pep speech time. Big time players make big time plays. I'd like the team to invite me. I'd like to invite myself into the locker room and give a speech to the team. Because ultimately, I think what a lot of people would say is, because I'm going to give some suggestions on players the Jets should add that can be added. In my first, I'll give you a little sneak peek. That's coming. But before we even get there, a lot of people would say, well, they have all the players they need. They're right there on the team. Well, if that's the case, then big-time players make big-time plays. If you watch the Steelers game, George Pickens, he was catching passes off Isaiah Oliver, bading, badoom, badap, and fingertip. Pat Freiermuth, Russell Wilson overthrew it. One-hand catch. Those players were the interception of Aaron Rodgers at the end of the first half. That kid, something Bishop, Beanie Bishop, I don't even remember what the hell his name is. He doesn't remember what the hell his name is. His parents just kind of probably shook something set up. I guess that's his name. He makes his crazy-ass interception on Aaron Rodgers. And all of a sudden, again, these players are making plays. It's time for the New York Jets players to make plays. They want to get paid, right? All these players after the season, the Breece Halls, Jermaine Johnsons, Garrett Wilson, Sauce Gardner. Obviously, Jermaine is on the shelf for the rest of the year, but the other 3, Big time players make big time plays. Now Brees made a lot of plays. He had the most receiving yards any running back has had in a single game this season. So he was certainly making plays against the Pittsburgh Steelers. But Garrett Wilson, he was making plays for the black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. That's what was happening with Garrett Wilson. He got an assist. I missed it on the stat sheet, but he got an assist. We got the NBA coming tonight, Knicks Celtics, but we had an assist on Garrett Wilson, who's a former basketball player, and almost scoring points for Pittsburgh directly, and ended up being a touchdown after that. Garrett Wilson, if you are the superstar receiver you say you are, you not only have to not make mistakes, which doinked off your chest, but make plays. Sauce Gardner, catch a freaking pass, man. He had an interception opportunity earlier in the game that flew right by him. The Pittsburgh Steelers receiver was not ready. Sauce Gardner, make a play, mother beep. You know what I mean? So that's it for me. Aaron Rodgers. I'm even talking Aaron Rodgers. He's not excluded from this list. Aaron Rodgers, if you're the 4-time NFL MVP, it's time to rally. It's time for you to seize the team and say, whoa, wait a second here. We got Devontae Adams on the team. And I don't blame Devontae for anything that happened in Pittsburgh. It's his first game back after getting traded midweek. He's going to get better as the season goes along, get more assimilated into the offense. But big-time players make big-time plays. It's time for this group certainly to rally. Again, I'm going to give other suggestions here in a minute, but it's time for these guys to seize the moment, look around and say, Devontae is right. When he's like, holy crap, look at this talent in this huddle, he apparently said a few times during the game. Well, I'm saying it from the TV. Okay, talent? Time to step the hell up. I think it's time for these guys to have an honest conversation in that locker room of look around, boys. It's time for us. The coaches can do this, that, or the other, but ultimately it's on us. It's on the players to make these plays, to take us to the next level, to start a run, and to make some things happen. I think that's a necessary requirement ahead of this Patriots game, is the Jets getting back to who they are and these players getting back to what we thought they were. Dennis Green, they are who we thought they were. And we let them off the hook. That's what we need to do. We need these players going off the hook.
Yeah, I mean, is this like a plan? Like, this is just really saying, like, play better, which is kind of what we want them to do. That this isn't like a step, So, yeah, okay, yeah. I mean, I guess they're supposed to play better. Garrett, I definitely think he is getting overhated. It's just been a common theme this season. Last week he had an incredible touchdown catch where not too many people could contort their body the way that Garrett did in order to make the catch, and that's probably why that ref that was 2 feet away that called it out of bounds. He just was like, oh, you know what? People can't move their body like that, so I'm gonna just call it out, even though he was clearly in. So I think everyone that you named besides Sauce has made big-time plays this season. A big problem is that they don't make them all at once.
Yeah, I was about to say, consistency is another key in there, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. So consistency definitely is a big one. And then just the complementary football. That was what killed me during the entire Zach Wilson era, is that the defense would make such a great play, Quincy Williams, and then the offense would just literally – lose yardage 3 and out and kick the ball back. It's not as clear as like offense defense like that, but there are plays where, like, even against the Bills, the opening drive, they're marching down the field, Brees Hall drop ends the whole drive. But now the next game, Brees Hall was pretty spectacular against the Steelers, so it's almost like a reverse between Brees and Garrett. So yeah, obviously these stars that we felt like are stars need to play better. I wouldn't say this is a step. It's not. It's literally not. But okay, all right, yes, play better, guys.
And consistency. I think that's key. Because again, and it's also it's a step in the way that, again, if these players are who they believe they are, they're not going to get paid the money they could be. Of course, Garrett, Brees, and Sauce are all really talented, and someone will pay them some modicum of money. But if they want to maximize their earnings, it's about being consistent. It's about being a star player. It's about being what Devontae Adams is. Every play, the opposing defense has to go, shit, where's Devontae Adams? Okay. And in the week of prep, oh, snap. When Devontae Adams does this, we do this. right now, not enough opposing defensive coordinators having those questions about the New York Jets players because they're like, they're going to shoot themselves in the foot. All right, now we're going to get a little funky here, James Wudi. So far, it's been like, I'm not sure if that's a step. Okay, I already said that. Well, I can guarantee these next couple of things on the list. I don't know how many people have said them, but I'm about to welcome them to the team. Here's some additions I'd like to see the Jets make.
Number 2.
One more time.
Number 2.
Number 2, I'd like to see the Jets sign free agent safety Micah Hyde. Now, he is a guy that's been available in free agency. He's 33 years of age. He's a 2-time All-Pro, a former Aaron Rodgers teammate. Apparently, that's a prerequisite to joining the New York Jets. That certainly helps. So he used to do that with Green Bay. Buffalo apparently has monitored his availability. Like, he's available, and they've kind of looked at it, but they kind of like some of the younger players they have. The Jets secondary is absolutely decimated. I mean, we've talked about the corners, DJ Reed being out, Michael Carter II being out. We'll see if either of those two, if we get any positive update. Again, we'll get an injury report tomorrow. We do the show on Boy Green Meets Woody live on Tuesday, and then we'll get an injury update tomorrow, and then we'll get another injury update before we hit you on Thursday at 3 o'clock, so we should have some answers. And then obviously the safeties, because Micah Hyde plays safety. Tony Adams, he got ruled out for that game. Ashton Davis, out. Chuck Clark, IR. You get the point. We've got a void, and somebody needs to fill it. Micah Hyde, a leader, a proven guy. Again, former Aaron Rodgers teammate. That doesn't hurt. It's all about who you know in this business. Let's go sign Micah Hyde. All you have to give up is money, and the money is probably going to be relatively small anyway for Micah Hyde, who's just sitting at home with his family. Let's bring in Micah Hyde. He is the best safety option that is available. That all you need is free agency money. You don't have to trade for him. You don't have to do anything. Just sign Micah Hyde right frickin' now. And let's continue adding to this dream team.
Dream team?
Yeah. Yeah.
What? The New York Jets.
That's right.
Yeah.
Dream team. They have all these dream team players. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this this would be a typical New York Jets move. Oh, splashy name. Doesn't really do nothing.
Wow.
So that would be, maybe you should talk to Woody. I think this is possible. This is right up Woody's alley. He
was just an All-Pro a handful of years ago. It's not that old.
Yeah, just like half the team. Tyron Smith, everybody. Yeah, cool. I really liked what I saw to Jalen Mills on Sunday.
I did too. Really loved the Green Goblin. He made a lot of plays.
Yeah, every single run, I felt like he was there. He was there. Even had a pass breakup and good coverage. So, I would say close to the line of scrimmage, deep out there in the open field. I feel really good about Jalen Mills. I don't think this move is necessary, and I definitely don't think it's a needle mover. Like,
wow.
Sign him. It's not going to change anything. It literally will not change anything, but it will give ESPN some talking points to try to convince the Jets fan base that they're back, right? Just like Devontae, just like all these people that I already said the season's done. But Micah Hyde, season's back. Get out of here. So
this is incredibly disrespectful.
I hope you got more freak than that.
Okay, well, this is incredibly disrespectful to Micah Hyde. He is still a baller. The only reason he is unsigned right now is because of his own choice, and he had the kind of, I believe, a neck injury was the thing that Micah Hyde was dealing with. But okay, let's go to number 1 on the list. You want a needle mover? Oh, I got a needle mover for you.
Number 1.
One more time.
Number 1.
Joe Douglas has done this sort of thing before. He is a recently retired player is available to be had. A recently retired player who has considered signing with the Jets very recently. It's time for Fletcher Cox to come out of retirement and sign with the New York Jets. This is a guy who's a dynamic pass rusher, 70 sacks in his career. The PFF rush defense data is incredible for old Fletcher Cox. He could plug and play on the interior. Quinnen Williams said Fletcher Cox was one of his idols growing up. He's still available. He's a guy who was playing very well, but decided to walk away. But before he signed most recently with the Eagles, who cut him? He cut him and brought him back, and we're doing all kinds of roster gymnastics. He said, man, I thought really long and hard about signing with the Jets. He explained that on the Green Light podcast. And yeah, Joe Douglas is my guy. I was right there. And then I went back to the Eagles. But now he's available. And he could come to the Jets. He could solve their biggest issue, which is run defense. And he's a pass rush juice. So put him, Quinn. Look at that foursome. Will McDonald, Quinnen Williams, Fletcher Cox, Hassan Reddick, an Eagles buddy. He's got a friend. You got a friend in me already on the team. Let's go. Fletcher friggin' Cox, baby. Come out of retirement, join the dream team, and let's friggin' go. This is sexy. No one's talking about this. This is it. Fletcher Cox out of retirement, from the couch to the starting lineup. Come on down.
Now, Boy Green,
sure.
I need your help 1 second, because I'm having horrific memory. You said that Joe Douglas has done this before, bringing somebody out of retirement.
Yeah.
Who was it again?
Well, I was going to bring up the name, but that was who was it? Was Ryan. That was Ryan Khalil. Yeah,
Ryan Khalil. Yeah.
Who didn't really work out. He didn't really work out.
Yeah. What happened? What happened?
Well, he was brought back in August, and he replaced. I believe there's Jonathan Harrison, who was the starting center at the time.
Yeah,
and
good move.
The move had middling results. Middling.
Middling. Oh, it was in the middle.
Well, I don't know if that's the definition of middling, but it had so-so results.
So not bad. It was definitely wasn't bad. It's not like he only played like a couple games and then
it's left to interpretation. I mean, it's it's to your interpretation of what people believe. So anywho, Fletcher Cox, yes, out of retirement to the Jets.
So even later in the year, right? August, we're talking about even later in the year to start.
Yeah, but the colder months, and that should help perhaps with the
muscles, the muscles. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Fletcher Cox.
Boy,
I see. Richard says, "Rock out with your cocks out." There you go. Let's go. Fletcher Cox.
Put him back in. Woody Johnson hijack this call? Like, what are you talking about, man?
What's wrong with Fletcher, man?
These old men. So you're saying
old men.
You're talking about old men.
What's old? Fletcher Cox is 33. Micah Hyde is 33. 33 ain't old. That's the age of our starting offensive tackles.
Oh, and you just said the bench, our offensive starting tackle.
One of them.
Boy Green, this is embarrassing. I really hope that my cousin still isn't watching this, because this is making us look bad.
Why? Fletcher Cox was good.
That our season can be saved by just raiding all these retirement homes. Do you want my grandpa? I can call up my grandpa right now to try to be on the team. None of this is gonna do nothing, Boy Green. It's not gonna do nothing. What do you mean? All right. What do I mean?
Okay,
what are they
so you're telling me
there's a reason why they're not signed. There's a reason why these old farts are not signed. All right, these old whoopee cushion.
It's players. By their choice. It's by choice. It's their choice. They're waiting for the right op.
No.
They're waiting for the right op.
All right. No, we'll put these away.
We're waiting for the right op.
It's no. This is bad. If you do all 5 of these, right? So let's recap. Number 5. Refresh my memory. What was number 5? I can remember number 4. Number 5 was
it was run the damn ball.
Yeah. Run the ball. Yes. Run the ball with horrific run blocking. All right.
Creatively running the ball.
Creative. Yes. The mind of Todd Downing. Woo-hoo! Yes, who's done this already in Tennessee. He led the 23rd best offense in the league in Tennessee. So we're going to trust his mind to creatively run the ball like that. All right. Number 4, bench Tyron Smith. That's actually a good idea.
Oh, thank you.
Like that.
Start over Vashnu. Yeah.
Yes. Number 3, players. Can you please play better?
Yeah,
can you please consistently play the ball better? All right. Let's get it. Okay. Number 2, old man number 1, Micah Hyde. Let's go in there.
By the way, Micah Hyde, I want to make this. He has not retired. He's just an available free agent. There's a lot. I see Danny, our resident Buffalo Bills fan. He has not retired. He's not filed any paperwork that I'm aware of. He's a free agent.
Maybe he can have his grandkids fill out the forms. All right, we'll see. We'll see. All right. And then number 1 is another old man who wasn't even wanted by his old team. He'll come over here and save the Jets. Save the Jets. That's the plan. So I'm not gonna lie. I had a feeling that this foolproof plan would make us look a little foolish. I had a feeling, but I wanted to believe.
Wow.
After hearing this plan.
All right. Well, one more thing I'd like to add. It's not on my list, but I heard someone suggest it earlier.
Okay.
But the reason why I didn't add it is I don't think it accomplishes one of the top goals of this, which is saving the Jets.
Yes.
But I think it would assist. I don't know if it's a full save. People have asked, like, what about Quentin Jefferson, who's on the Cleveland Browns? He has been inactive for the Browns at times this season because they have so much depth. He is certainly a pass rush specialist. He had 6 sacks for the Jets last year. There's a career high. The PFF run defense analytics are not very kind to one Quentin Jefferson, which is one of our bigger issues. We are giving up 127.7 yards rushing per game, according to ESPN. Thank you for that stat. The Jets are near the bottom of the league in that particular category. I believe that's bottom 12 in the league in rushing. So not ideal, certainly. So I'm for it. I believe our number 1 Austrian Jet fan is the one who suggested. It might have been someone else earlier about, again, Quentin Jefferson, who I like the player. I'd like him back. I just, if we have limited assets to trade and acquire and things of that nature, I'm not sure it's number 1 on the list. Again, it didn't make the top 5. I enjoy Quentin, but again, if he was better at run defense, it'd be much higher on my list. But yes, that would be a 2B, I believe is how it was described in our comment section. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm a fan of that. All right. Number 1 Austrian Jets fan. Speaking facts, I will say somebody who's in game shape. I know, he's been inactive, but, he's out there. He's in the facility.
Of course, he's on a team, right? Yes.
Who would make an impact? I mean, pass rush hasn't been great either. I know Will McDonald has sacks.
Right, our sack numbers are pretty good. It's a top 5 in the league, but, team sack-wise, yeah.
But it's not consistent pressure. It's a breakdown here, a breakdown there. And I don't even like saying, the team is number, top 5 in sacks. It's true. It's true. But when you consider, going against a depleted Patriots offensive line, you consider, that was what 7 sacks, 8 sacks.
Hey, we're going to pad the records coming up on Sunday. Baby Drake May, a young quarterback running around. I imagine we're going to add a few more sacks to that total. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think their line is in the same dire strengths that it was in before. I'm sure my cousin will let us know in the channel, in the comments. But then the Titans also, we had our guy come in and say, like, hey, they've been struggling in pass protection. And that's
McDonald had 3 sacks in that game. Yeah, right.
Yes, we've seen it. So I haven't seen consistent pressure. You want to talk about the Niners game, it was almost non-existent. Sure. A lot of games it's been non-existent. Russ was cooking. I don't think a little bit.
Yeah, Will had a sack, but he was only sacked once. So to your pressure point, right? He was pressured to move outside the pocket and escape it and then make plays. So we only, I believe Will was the only one who had a sack in that game. Yeah.
So Q Jeff would help big time there. So sure. I think that would be, but to talk about the season, is it going to save the season? I told you we lost the season. Here's a fun stat though.
Oh, I love fun stats.
You do? You like fun? Okay. Well, hopefully this is fun. Jets plus minus, right? As a team.
I tried to warn us. Yeah, it's not.
Oh, you do? Oh,
yeah, well, I accidentally ran into it. I was looking at another stat today. I said, "Oh, that's not good."
Well, no, it's actually because I when we were getting ready for the Broncos, I would try to talk about their plus minus to be like, hey, they're not really that bad of a team. Under Robert Saleh, the New York Jets plus minus plus 8. +8. That's positive. That's in the green. That's in the
Go
green.
ahead. Just
Woody saw that and said, "You know what? That's not where I expect this team to be. Positive. No, that's not where I expect to be. All right. So I'm gonna promote Jeff Ulbrich. And now in the games that Jeff Ulbrich has been the coach,
-25.
-25. Good math, boy Green. -25. We are in the red, just like how Woody wants it, in the red. What is that? Kill the season.
Hey, by the way, another potential plan we could have brought in. What about Sebastian Janikowski? NY Jets FL says he could be available, a kicker. I don't know. Again, I'm not a kicking expert. Never played kicker. I played a lot of positions in high school. Running back was my favorite. I played corner and a couple other positions. I'm not sure on the blocking. The Steelers, who have been well known for their scheme of blocking, in terms of getting blocks. The Steelers have been a league leader, apparently, according to the Sunday Night Football broadcast, some of those stats. So I'm not sure whether Zerline is to blame for the block kick. Technically, we had 2 block kicks. We had a block that was negated. That was the extra point, obviously, on the leverage, not leverage call, and then a straight-up block field goal. So, again, I don't know if we should blame Zerline for that or not. Again, I'm not much of a special teams expert on whether or not the kick would have went in anyway or whether he deserves it from angle, trajectory, and things of that nature, but maybe kicker. And number one Austrian Jet fan said Riley Patterson, who, by the way, of the 3 kickers they worked out, it was by far the most impressive from a credential standpoint. There was one unknown kicker who's never played at the NFL level. There was Riley Patterson, who I thought, oh, wow, the numbers are great. He's got like an 80-plus conversion percentage. It might even been 88%. Like, it was really good. And then you had Cade York, who was terrible. Like, his percentages are hovering around 70%, which is a god-awful number. So Patterson could be a guy that they could bring in, or even Mason Crosby, who's an older guy who at least is still more, former Aaron Rodgers teammate as well. That could be another guy. So maybe a kicker is another thing that could be kind of in the conversation. Yeah.
Kicker definitely should be in the conversation. I'm cool with any of the names, just bringing in as competition. Crosby also had his struggles, well-documented struggles on the Packers, but sometimes people turn around. Like, the reason why Zerline is even a Jet was because he was struggling big time on the Cowboys. And then his first 2 years as a Jet, we all loved him. So sometimes, it just takes that change of scenery to make things happen. So I'm cool with that. Definitely, I think kicking is a big plus in terms of winning games. Just to answer JD's response to my the coaching stat. That was for this year, right? I wasn't talking about 4 years of Saleh's reign. If we were talking about 4 years of Saleh's run as head coach, I promise you would be in the negative. I was talking about this season. He is +8. You're right. We're talking Niners, Titans, not Packers. What is this team? Patriots and Broncos, right? And Vikings. Those games versus the games under Jeff Ulbrich this season. It is +8 for my bald man, Mr. Clean, and then -25. And I'm not trying to bash Ulbrich. All right, unfortunately, there's a lot of collateral damage going on. That's what happens when planes crash, right? There's a lot of collateral damage, and this jet this season has crashed big time, and it's Woody's fault.
Yeah. Are you saying Wudi or Woody? Because that's an important designation. Whose fault are you saying it is?
Woody's fault. Definitely not. I have nothing to do with me. I'm just letting you guys know how it is.
I see.
I told you, I had the ultimate faith. Robert Saleh beat the Bills in MetLife for years, consecutive years, and you oust the man 6 days. Oh my gosh, mistakes. But so WOODY, Woody Johnson, still this season. James Wudi is just an innocent bystander, a witness to this horrific massacre.
Yeah, Johnny Boy says another suggestion, Al Woods, who obviously is in consideration because he's a guy who's already been on the team. He's a big fat guy, and he a Southern boy, and there's a lot of reasons with his run defense stats. Again, the only thing I kind of feared was age. If he's calling Micah Hyde and he being Woody, not Woody, not Woody Johnson. If he's calling those guys old, Al Woods was already old when the Jets signed him the first time. He was 36. I think he's approaching 37. And he's coming off an Achilles. That one seems like a harder stretch for that old man to plug and play. I think that, to be honest, that one almost feels more unrealistic than some of my other suggestions, just because of he and his wife apparently at the New Orleans dinner table over some gumbo, I suppose, had brought up retirement. He's like, I don't know. And then he got the Jets call. He's like, nope, we're going back, baby. So if they were already pondering it then, and he has a serious injury and he's a big guy, so that's a lot of weight down there on the Achilles, I find it unlikely for that. And I know Johnny Boy says he just wants a big fatty next to cue ball. So he doesn't really care about the name, but just the fat and the girth of the man potentially joining. So we'll keep you guys posted on that potential to add someone of that quality. But I will be honest, the cupboard is a bit barren as I look through the potential defensive tackle available options. Fletcher Cox is the number one name on the list, and as a guy who just isn't signed, obviously. And I was kind of like, And, they got some of the juices flowing. Al Wood certainly in the conversation, again, because I was kind of looking for run defense when I was looking at defensive tackles as opposed to the pass rush juice, but there's certainly intrigue in the pass rush juice. Okay, Wudi, it sounds like you're not a big fan of the plan, and you just believe the season's over. So apparently I was unable to convince you that the season is not indeed over.
Yeah. I mean, of course,
okay.
Mathematically, right? This team, and I know Johnny Boy said it way in the beginning of the show. Oh, this is the start of 10 straight wins. I mean,
yeah, because technically speaking, it's important to note this. There are two worlds. I mentioned this on Boyd Green Daily this week, and it's crazy to think about this, but this is true. The Jets, if the season ended right now, it does not, of course, but if it did, the Jets would have the 5th overall pick in the 2025 NFL draft. Spoiler alert, not great. Not where you want to be if you're the Jets, based on expectations. In that same breath, the Jets right now, in this moment, these analytics are projections, right? They're projected to do this, but it's not projection like if the Jets win 4 more in a row, it's this. It's right now. The Jets have a 47% chance of making the playoffs, according to the ESPN analytics. So despite everything that's happened, and the Jets are 2-5, they've lost 4 in a row. Somehow, I don't even know how the math works, but the Jets have essentially a 50-50 coin toss of making the playoffs, which are incredibly good odds, all things considered, with everything that's happened to this team. So again, both of those things are true. They have the number 5 overall pick, and they have a 47% chance of making the playoffs. And for context, that's 8th best odds in the AFC. 7 teams make it. So they're just outside the playoff odds makers.
But that's according to some ridiculous ESPN formula. I mean, this is the same formula that says, oh, this team has an 80% chance of winning the finals, and then that team loses. Like, I don't. That's literally just, and you said you yourself don't know how the math works. I know it just helps you sleep at night. I think that's why they came out with it, just to help Jets fans sleep at night. So, all right, there's your lullaby. But the fact is, yes, top 5, Travis Hunter. Right? That's what we're looking at right now. Is Travis Hunter, because the season was killed. Grimace. Maybe we should sign Grimace. Maybe have Haley Welch, right, came out there talking about hot tour. Maybe get some of that on the field, right? Because we need somebody to give a beacon of hope to this team, just like how the New York Mets got that beacon of hope to turn their season around. Right now, there's nothing. Now, you could win 10 straight, right? The 8-3 that everyone kept saying, let's go 8-3. Let's go 8-3. Well, technically, you can still go 8-2. You can still do that. But
which, again, I just want to reiterate. I believe 10 wins will 1,000% make the playoffs in the AFC. In the NFC, maybe not. The NFC is looking pretty good. There might be multiple, and they talked about this on the Rich Eisen show this week, there might be multiple 10-win teams that don't make it in the NFC. It all depends on the conference you play in. I think 10 wins, which obviously if the Jets got to 10 wins, that's everything to what you said. They have 2 wins now. You need 8 more wins for that to happen. You're running out of games for that to be possible. But I think 10 wins 100% makes it. If you're at 9, you have a lot of those head-to-head tiebreakers. If you're talking about one of the last wildcard spots against teams like Denver, you lose. Pittsburgh, you lose. So it's difficult. 10, I think you're 100% in. 9, I'm like, maybe. Yeah, I mean, the 2009 Jets team sort of kind of made it in with the right tiebreakers. These Guatemalan teams beat these Guatemalan teams, one team laying over so the Jets could beat them. Like the right things had to happen for that. So it's not impossible. But to me, that's the path. It's 9. We're doing some sort of a weird rain dance in our front yard to see if the Jets are making the playoffs. You get 10, I think you're in. But the margin for error is incredibly slim.
This is a lot of airtime, and those were a lot of sentences, Boy Green, for you to use on a team that will ultimately only win 6 or 7 games.
They're not going. They're not going to win 6 or 7 games. They're going to win much more than that.
Okay.
You don't want to believe
they're not going 8-2. I am very confident in that. I do think there's a chance at 8-2 that they can't that they'll be out, just like we're talking about old Jets teams, 2015 Jets that won.
That was a 6-team playoff, not a 7-team playoff. Tremendous difference. And the conference is different.
Yes. Oh, I am aware, but I think it is still possible. There are multiple teams, there's multiple divisions right now, like the AFC North, right, that are going to have multiple wild card teams.
Are they?
Yeah. What are you talking about?
Who's going to be the multiple teams?
The Steelers and the Bengals. Are they not going to wild card?
I don't know about that.
You don't know about that? What are you talking about? The Steelers are 5-2. They just
the Steelers. Okay, the Steelers could make it. That's possible. You said the Bengals, like with a sense of confidence. What have the Bengals shown you that they can do?
They have one of the best. Joe Burrow is throwing for 300 yards every
What's the
game,
record?
couple TDs, and the defense has been letting them down. The Jets. There's no part of the Jets that have me saying, "All right, well, if we just shore up this." We haven't, because the whole team sucks. The run defense sucks. Aaron Rodgers is looking like Aaron Carter. The run game is non-existent. Wow. What are you seeing that makes you say
the Bengals are 3-4, man?
And the Jets are lower than that.
I know, but you're saying before we're even talking about the Jets, you're saying that you believe that multiple teams are making the wild card of the AFC North, and then you tell me the Steelers. I'm like, okay, that kind of makes sense. They have a really good record. But then you said the Bengals, like with a little chest puffed out, and I'm like 3-4. We're not even talking about the Jets yet. The Jets are in their own pocket, but you're just saying 3-4 Bengals, of course, in the conversation. I'm like, based on what?
Before. They've literally done this before. They start slow and they're
not
they've
this
done
slow.
That
they've never started this slow.
And yet they're still only one game behind 500. What are you talking about? But you are confident that the Jets are going to win 8 straight. They've literally never done that.
Okay, well, here we go. We got a YouTube member super chat. Sharon McLean, we love it, baby. Thank you so much for using a super chat membership shout out. And
wow.
She says this. I can interpret. Okay, her words say 8-2 rest of the way, winning the division. Let's go. In other words, this is fuck the wild card. We're winning the division, baby, and that's hosting a home playoff game. Then we don't have to worry about this tiebreaker and this tiebreaker. The division sucks. The Patriots suck. The Dolphins suck, and the Buffalo Bills, who have a very nice record. It's not over. You play them again. You get another op. You get another whack at that pinata.
This is embarrassing. First of all, the Dolphins have a better record than us. The Dolphins are higher than us in the standings.
No.
They suck. 2-4. Oh, do you need to Google the AFC East standings?
No, I have the standings in front of me. What do you mean they're higher than us? They just have one less loss because they have a bye.
Yeah, so they have a better win percent. They are above us in the tiebreaker.
But we're going to play them twice.
Is that not how it works?
But we're going to play them twice. So you're making it sound like, well, they're forever going to play one less game than us. That doesn't make any sense.
How can you sit here and act like the Dolphins didn't lose their quarterback, right? Like Tua's coming back, right?
He could leave again. You're making it sound like this silver knight in shining armor is coming back. He's never going to get hurt again. Here's the scary thing for Dolphins fans. Tua, sometimes in Tua's career, he's been hit in the head, and the concussion is like, oh, good Lord, he just got hit by a Mack truck. The thing you should be scared about if you're a Dolphins fan is the most recent concussion that got him an IR in the Week 2 Thursday Night Football game was a regular run-of-the-mill running into the thigh of Damar Hamlin. That was a football play that happens every single day. And unfortunately, and it was very triggering for a lot of people who've had concussions before, he had the fencing position off that normal hit. That to me is the scariest thing of all of this. If that happened on a normal hit, what do you think's going to happen if he gets a clean clock when he rolls out of the pocket and gets whacked? He is one whack from being outside of the NFL. And we go back to all these same criticisms we just had of the Dolphins with freaking Skylar Thompson and this guy and this guy and this guy. So sure, could Tua come back this week? It looks like it's very possible that he could come back this week. He just returned to practice for the first time since the IR because you can't be practicing when you're on IR. I'm not as confident, and I wasn't. That's why last year when he played 17 games, I'm like, Tua, you better get that money, baby, because that seems like an outlier of your career. You better lock in the bag, and thank God he did. So whatever happens to this concussion thing, all that $100 million guaranteed is guaranteed. Good for Tua and his family. I don't feel incredibly confident that Tua is going to stay healthy the rest of the year, even if he comes back this week.
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, it's just common. Like if he does play, right? Like, and that's what we're saying, right? Best case scenario. Let me not say best case scenario, but if all the teams just play reasonably to what they've been doing so far, the Jets are on the outside looking in.
But what
the Jets have not
to what they're doing. So if the Bengals keep playing reasonably, they're going to finish 8-9 because that's a game under 500. That's where they are. If they keep playing the way they've been playing, they're going to be 8-9.
No, because they've been playing better recently. They are trending up.
You said reasonable.
The last 3 years, they end the season better than they start the season. Like that is factual. There's nothing. There's no tangible nothing that you can say that will.
They missed the playoffs last year.
Yes, okay, but I'm saying.
Well, that would be tangible proof. That'd be tangible. You said you have nothing to show.
Well, no, my tangible proof was toward the New York Jets being able to rattle off 8 straight, which is what I'm trying to say is not. I don't think they're finishing 8-2. I think 6-4, maybe 6-4 if we're lucky. Starting with this Patriots win, we need that Patriots win, but the season, like I said, already has ended a long time ago, and I don't think. I'll leave it at that.
Okay. Well, I will just say this. First off, I forgive you, my son, for your sins. And when the Jets are making the playoffs, and we're having the celebration show on Boy Green Meets Wudi of Pop the Bubbly, baby, the Jets have punched their ticket to the playoffs, I will accept your apology. I shouldn't because you have sinned, but I will accept your apology because I am a forgiving man. That's the kind of guy I am. It's kind of foundation of this house I've built.
How many times are we going to do this? This is what you said when I said the Jets were going to lose week 1.
What do you mean, how many times are we going to do this? How long has this show even been a thing? How you make it sound like we've been doing the show for 10 years. How long have we even been doing the show? What is this, a 2-year anniversary?
Every single time that I try to let you know, this is exactly what happens time and time again. You say, oh, you have sinned. And when this happens, but it never happens. It literally never happens that way. And I'm not
what's our history?
Like, oh, well, I was right because I want the Jets to win. I want them to win 8 straight. I'm just trying to let you know that it's not happening. It's not happening.
I'm just saying, readjust your crystal ball. Go back to the mechanic. Give it another look. It's off. I'm saying,
oh my God, off. The same crystal ball that told you Alan Lazard would be the relevancy. Oh my gosh. I don't know what I need to do. I don't know what I need to do for you to listen. Now I understand what it's like to be the parent of a teenager because you're just hitting them with rational thoughts and they're just like, no, mom, no, dad, I'm just gonna do this anyway. Like, and that's what it's like talking to you right now.
Alan Lazard isn't even leading the league in touchdowns anymore.
Isn't even leading the league.
He is not. I'm sorry, but Jamar Chase and Mike Evans' limp body have surpassed him. Okay,
so now he's number 2.
That's true. He's tied for a long list of number 2s, which also has another body, which is Chris Godwin, who is now out for the season. So he will eventually surpass him.
But yes, so yeah, I'm just trying to help you guys out. Everybody in the comments. I know some people agree with Boy Green, some people agree with me. I'm not trying to be a jerk. I'm just letting you know. I'm trying to just be the truthful Jet fan.
Wow. Yeah.
The truthful Jet fan. I'm trying to tell you how it is. Why would I tell you? Why would I make it? Hey, if that dress makes you look fat, I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna let you know.
My.
Hey,
wow.
I gotta tell you what it is. That's what it is. The honesty. Honesty is the best policy.
Okay. And the last comment here is Danny in real life, our Buffalo Bills fan on Twitter. I'm convinced Boy Green has either lost his damn mind or doesn't believe what he's actually saying. When Wudi challenges him on this ridiculous cure to the Jets, he has a cheeky grin. No way you believe this will fix the Jets. I absolutely believe. And I just want to make it absolutely clear that everything I say, I believe. Now, maybe everyone else doesn't believe it, but I do. The Jet. Let me. I always want to turn to another camera, but this is the only camera I got. So, camera guy, cameraman. There's no camera. Hey, cameraman, come here. Yeah, come here. Come here. Let me say this. Okay, let me get up to the mic. Okay, cameraman. Hey, Danny. Okay, the Jets are making the bloody playoffs. The drought is over. Okay, it's been a few bumps in the road. Okay, camera guy, come here a little closer. Come here a little closer to my mouth. Okay. Here's what's happening here. The Jets are making the playoffs. I believe it. You don't believe it. Wudi doesn't believe it. Again, how do you eat an elephant one bite at a time? One bite at a time. We can't go 10-0 this week. We can't. But what we can do is go 1-0 this week and sweep the Patriots for the first time in 24 years. This is the damn truth. It's truthful, man. I'm trying to help you guys. By giving you truth that sometimes is hard to see. Okay, it's the Peter Parker meme of his glasses a little blurry. What the hell? Oh shit! There it is. It's the Jets are making the goddamn playoffs, man. They're making the gosh darn playoffs. They're gonna go on a run. They've got Aaron Rodgers. They've got the talent. Hassan Reddick's coming. You know, the British are coming. The Reddick is coming. Like the Kraken, a monster, is about to unleash and wreak havoc on the rest of the NFL. So I believe it wholeheartedly, down to my plums. I absolutely believe the things that I say. I say what I mean, and I mean what I say. That's the bottom line, because Boy Green said so.
Wow, that was going to age very terribly. So
okay. Final thoughts.
Yes, Sharon, I heard you. I appreciate the good love. The Knicks, I wholeheartedly agree with you, Sharon.
Celtics
the Knicks
tonight
will pick us up. All right. The Jets, they already done dropped us. They dropped us. It is what it is. They dropped us. But the New York Knicks, go New York, go New York, go. Jalen Brunson, the king of New York. I thought I was so excited to call Aaron the king of New York, but he has not done anything remotely close to being that. He has been much closer to a court jester, to be honest.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, Brunson, I'm excited for these Knicks. You know, the Mets have made me upset. For the Yankee fans out there, I'm excited for you guys. You know, good luck in the World Series.
Screw
New York
the
sports
Yankees.
are still.
Absolutely.
Did you say screw the Yankees?
I damn straight said screw the Yankees. Everyone hates the Yankees. Screw the Yankees. I'm not rooting for the Yankees. Go Dodgers. The Yankees.
That is sacrilege. All right.
Oh,
I'm New York.
It.
I'm New York.
No,
right?
That's not how it works. If you're a real Mets fan, you're not rooting for the Yankees. Stop it.
Hey, I'm watching, and I'm rooting. My guys, the New York. That's where I'm going with.
Burn in hell, Yankees fans. Burn in hell.
That is crazy because so many of them are New York fans. I mean, are Jets fans. But yes, I'm going to say that the Jets season is done.
Okay.
Knicks season has just begun.
Ooh.
And Yankees fans, I hope you have some fun.
Wow. There you go. Off the top rope. We talk about Philium getting it done. Maybe Woodium. I don't know. I'll work on the words. Not as much of a poet as James Wudi, but we'll be back. We being myself and James Wudi will be back on Thursday at 3:00 for a third-party Thursday. We'll go behind enemy lines once again to talk all things Jets Patriots. Again, this is an absolutely massive game for the New York Jets. The Patriots are on a 6-game losing streak. The Jets are on a 4-game losing streak. Somebody's got to win this, and we will see who
massive?
it is.
Are you talking about massive? This is massive. This is a toilet ball game. Toilet bowl.
Okay. You already believe the season's over, but for the Jets, the season is still alive. A loss to the New England Patriots, well, might be curtains. So the pressure would certainly be on.
You literally said this the last 3 weeks in a row.
I don't remember those conversations. But I'll tell you this. Massive, and we'll be talking about it. Jets Patriots, Thursday, 3:00. We'll see you guys then. I will be back tomorrow morning for Boy Green Daily with Nick Faria, our Jets reporter, to talk about all this and more. God bless everybody. Wudi, we'll see you. We'll see you coming up, pal.
Yes, sir.
Peace.